Hi guys, hold on for a second. Before we proceed to the video, I have something very important to tell you. Professor Jon V Kofas has published his new book in collaboration with Little French Media, and the title of the book is Neoliberalism, Inequality, and Authoritarianism. This book details how neoliberalism impacts the geopolitical economy in the 21st century. You can buy it from Amazon and the link is in the description. Thank you. Now let's proceed to the video.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to a brief overview of a session which I did on Bangladesh and the ousting of Sheikh Hasina, namely the self-exile to India a few weeks ago. I want to briefly give you an overview of some of the highlights of the situation and include a couple of things that happened since then, especially with regard to reports coming out of a number of countries, which one of those includes China, of course, regarding the role of the United States in this matter. I referred to that issue when we did the session. I'll say a couple of words today. First of all, the issue of Bangladesh and neoliberal authoritarianism, as I have explained in the session, and I invite you to look at that video, is one which takes everything into account from domestic politics, the fact that there has been historically some tension between the pro-secular Sheikh Hasina's political wing and then the more pro-Islam opposition. That's one dimension. The other dimension, of course, has been the relationship of Bangladesh with India. Another yet more complex dimension is what role China will be playing, has played already with a roughly 7-8 billion investment in Bangladesh's infrastructure, and the reaction of that by the United States been very apprehensive. Um, Again, the U.S. role is very important here because the U.S. role did request, as I point out in the video, both air bases and naval bases in Bangladesh. There was a sense of skepticism on the part of Sheikh Hasina's government partly because the government had approached China for a major long-term investment deal going for the next, let's say, at least 15, but probably 25 years, into as much as 40 billion, which for Bangladesh is an enormous amount of money to be invested. Uh, that angle is important because since I did the video session, there have been more and more reports that the US had some kind of role in this. Um, there is no evidence, obviously, without official documents to prove that the US had asked the military in Bangladesh to facilitate the exodus of Sheikh Hasina. And the military, of course, we know, did give her some options. And one of them was to leave. The other, if she stayed, there would be chaos. I want to point out that the issues are more complex. They have to do with the domestic situation and the economy, the fact that Bangladesh by adopting neoliberal policies, privatization, especially in healthcare and education, it has meant draining money from the public sector, weakening public healthcare and public education. It has also, I didn't stress that this as much in the video, but Bangladesh is one of the countries in adopting neoliberal policies, embracing precarious labor force. In other words, part-time workers switching from full-time to part-time. One of the big industries in Bangladesh is, of course, the garment industry, well known for that. But 82% of the export receipts come from that. Heavily dependent. This is labeled monocultural dependence, of course, because it's a single sector where there's such inordinate dependence on that. Um, the prospects for employment, full time gainful employment for younger people, and here's a country with roughly two-thirds of the population under the age of 35, and this is who was participating in the uprisings against Sheikh Hasina. The fact is that was a major issue and it contributed to the downfall. On top of that, there is the situation with Bangladesh's geopolitical role intertwined with neoliberal policies. And this is what this video session is all about. I invite you to look at it, to take a look at it if you want to know more about it. It's an approach that looks at various dimensions of Bangladesh domestic and foreign policy involving the US, China, India, as well as the reality on the ground, and that is what the future holds for the people of Bangladesh, especially young people looking for gainful employment. I thank you for viewing the video. I invite you to subscribe to Asad Alim's channel and look forward to more videos. Thank you very much.